Hello and welcome to my channel, Shalini in France. I love to make videos of my life here in France and I love to devote a lot of my videos for recipes. I love French dessert recipes. This is Clafoutis aux cerises. This is a very classic and very common French recipe that is used in all the French families, and I would suggest that you give it a try as well. If you have fresh cherries growing in the region where you live, you should give this a try. The clafoutis has its origins in the region of Limousin in the center of France. It's basically a baked French dessert using cherries steeped in a thick flan-like batter and dusted with sugar once cooked. It is served lukewarm with cream. I present to you the recipe and the ingredients. So the ingredients are 600 grams fresh cherries, 3 eggs, 100 grams sugar, 100 grams almond powder. If you don't have almond powder, you can replace this using regular flour. 120 grams wheat flour, 250 ml full milk, 100 grams full cream, 30 grams butter, 10 grams vanilla sugar, a pinch of salt, 10 ml rum or quiche, and finally for the caramelization you would need to have several butter pieces and a teaspoon of brown sugar. The first thing I'm going to do is take 30 grams of butter and melt it. You can melt it in the microwave, or I have used the bain method, which is basically putting it in a pan of hot water. So here we can see that the butter is melting. I have 3 eggs in a bowl and I'm going to crack them now. And now I'm going to pour in the sugar. So here is a sachet. There's about 10 grams in it. And I'm going to use just a pinch of salt, just a little bit. Now I'm going to add in the flour. All of it together, and here's my almond powder. I found almond powder to be a very interesting addition to this recipe. This definitely gives a lot of flavor, so I was very happy when I discovered the use of almond powder. Okay, this is how it's going to look like. It has to form into a thick paste like this. Now I'm going to add in the milk. So I have 250 ml milk and I'm going to add this twice. So this is the first. And now I'm going to add in the second time. Now I'm going to add into the mix the melted butter. I'm going to pour into the mix. I'm going to add a little bit of rum just for the flavor. Obviously this is an option that you can skip. Yeah, so just a little bit. Now this batter is ready and I'm going to keep it aside. In the meantime, I'm going to start the oven. So I'm going to keep this aside over here and I'm going to get the cherries now. The clafoutis is classically made using cerise or cherries, but it can also be made with a lot of other fruits such as apricots or raspberries, but cherries is the classic choice. So here I have these cherries. Don't they look beautiful? Let's just look at this one piece. I'm afraid I'm going to try one. In a classic French clafoutis, the cherries are usually with the seed within. This might be a little uncomfortable to eat, but it is definitely more delicious. There are some people who prefer to use de-seeded cherries, but in doing so, there's more juice that comes out from the cherries and it makes the batter more runny. Here I have the cherries, they've been washed well, and I'm going to now, one by one, with my hands, remove the stems. So I have removed the stems from my cherries. Here's my baking pan. So this is 25 centimeters. The ideal size would be between 20 and 25 centimeters for this recipe. My video didn't record, but I actually used another baking tin, a smaller one of 20 centimeters in diameter, into which I poured in the cherries and the batter. You're going to see it in the next slide. So here it is inside the oven. I have just put it in there and I'm going to let the oven do its magic for the next 30 minutes. So here's my clafoutis after 30 minutes. The bits of butter, this is for the caramelization. I'm going to spread it all around. And I'm going to put it back into the oven for 10 minutes more at 200 degrees centigrade. My clafoutis is ready and I'm going to take it out from the oven right now. It has to be out of the oven at least 20 minutes before you tuck into it. So here's a slice of my clafoutis. As you can see, it is absolutely filled with cherries and this is the way how it should be. So I'm going to take the first bite. Perfect.
Can I have? Yeah, it's basically a flan with cherries.
Yes, it is more like a flan with cherries in it. I hope that you've enjoyed watching this video. As you can see, this looks delicious.
Yeah, it's looking way more loaded. So
Yeah, so
look at that. So, wow.
And I hope that you're going to make this recipe, and if you do, please let me know in the comments. See you in the next video. Bye bye.